We're at the Barclays Center where IBF Junior Lightweight Champion Gervonta Davis announces that he will be on the undercard of the Mayweather versus McGregor card. That's on Saturday, August 26th in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it'll be broadcast live on Showtime pay-per-view.
We're looking to make a joint announcement next week on the undercard for Mayweather-McGregor. Obviously, Gervonta is going to be the co-main event, so we're very excited about that. And shoot away.
I believe I was born for this. You know, I don't think I was built into it. You know, I think that, you know, it's either in you or it's not. You know, and I believe that what I've been through in life, you know, it helped me. You know, and it keep me humble. So I believe I was built for it.
Now, Gervonta, you know, in your earlier in your fights, the first few fights on television, you kind of went out there, you bombed your opponent out of there pretty quickly, and you showed that you could knock guys out. But in your last fight, you showed, excellent boxing skills, and you showed that you have defense and you could do basically everything that a world champion should be able to do. Now, do you feel that you want to display more of those skills, or are you trying to excite the fans and keep going out there and getting these knockouts so people can know, how hard you hit or whatnot?
I'm just here to do my job, and that's put on a great performance every time I step into a boxing ring, and whatever the fans like, that's what we're gonna give them, and that's explosiveness, and impact fights, and that's what I'm here for.
Speaking about entertainment, I was watching Showtime International in your fight in the UK, and I see the ring entrance, and you come out to Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and it was incredible, highly entertaining. Is that something, a ring entrance like that, can we expect from you going forward?
I believe that it's going to get better and better. I believe that that's exact. I think that's what boxing missing too. And I'm here to bring back all the things that boxing been missing, even the ring, walking to the ring, even in the fights. Calling out fighters. I'm really not into calling out fighters, but I'm trying to bring back all around the board. What boxing been missing.
Connecting to that fan-friendly style for a second, Gervonta, you've got a knockout rate of 94%. That's higher than almost any world champion today, more than Golovkin, more than Kovalev had. Do you consider yourself a fighter who looks for the knockout? Do you like to bring the hurt to the other guy, or are you just trying to win, see what happens, and if the knockout comes there, you'll take it?
I'm definitely a fighter that if the knockout comes, then I'll take it, but I'm never looking into a fight that I'm going to knock this guy out. That's actually how, when I first signed with Al Heyman a few years ago, a lot of guys that I was coming up with, they was getting knocked out by, cab drivers because they was going in there looking for the knockout, and they wind up getting tired and getting knocked out. So I never look for a knockout. I just go in there and do my job and capitalize on their mistakes.
In your weight class, do you think there's anyone who can punch as hard as you?
I don't think no one can punch as hard as me in the sport.
Thank you.
Huh? I can knock out McConnell.
You talked about being the hardest puncher in the sport, and you've said to me at one point that nobody in the division could handle you. That was before you fought Pedraza. Would a Lomachenko be a dream fight? Would you want that fight? How far away do you see that happening, and how far away would you be talent-wise and ability-wise from winning that fight in dramatic fashion?
I believe that the Lomachenko will happen eventually. It just at the right time. I believe that Lomachenko, not to say nothing bad about a fighter, but Lomachenko's still fighting in the MGM that hold 3,400. We looking to fight people that's bringing a lot more than 3,400. No diss to Lomachenko. He's a great fighter. And down the road, we will meet. If not, my career still will be successful. I'll be on top. I believe that.
Now, Tank, you have kind of like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of personality. We see you, you're smiling, jamming to music, but I talked to some of your sparring partners, and when you get in that ring, you turn on the animal. So how do you balance the two, where you're like cool, calm, and collected, but then when you get in the ring, I talked to Jose Vargas and different people that sparred you, and they said it was some work. So how do you make that switch?
Every time I step into the ring, it's kill or be killed. You know, we in a business where we're not friendly. Well, I'm not in the ring. You know, and, it just show what I've been through and coming up. Me, you know, just be able to, you know, to release it in a good way. You know, in the sport that I love. You know, so it's either that or back into the streets. So that's why I bring my emotion into the ring.
Right here, Gervonta. There's a big elephant in this room somewhere. You want to talk about it? You know what I'm going to say, right? You see the hat?
No.
Philly?
Where?
Tevin Farmer?
Where yet?
I don't know where yet. That's what I'm asking you. What's up with it? Is there something you want to tell us?
August the 26th.
Oh, did you just spill the beans?
August the 26th. Oh, we're not fighting Tevin.
Right here.
Kind of bouncing off of that, man. Obviously, you know, the Philly people and a lot of people want to see you and Tevin Farmer fight. If you're not fighting him the 26th, when will we see that fight? That's something that everybody's been asking for some time now.
Let me answer that. In boxing, you know, things don't always happen when some of us want it to happen. Everything's about timing. You know, guys continue to win. Eventually, they'll meet up. That's how it goes in the sport. Tank's career is going to continue to move forward. He's going to fight the best available competition that is out there, and he's going to continue to give the fans exciting performances. Whether Tevin Farmer is part of that, we'll see. You know, we are focused on Tank being the best Tank can be, and with that being said, going out there and putting on those great performances. Everywhere we go, that's all people are talking about is the great performances that he puts on and how exciting that he is. All this, we don't get caught up in this calling names out and all that stuff. And every fighter calls this fighter out. That stuff don't mean nothing. We don't operate and run a business that way.
Now, you guys were on a press tour. Steven, you became a fan favorite. Leonard, Conor gave you compliments and he took shots. Gervonta, you were on a tour. Did Conor tell you anything personally when he saw you?
He called me a little bitch.
And how did you respond to that?
I just laughed at him. I mean, I was just happy to be there. You know, just at the press conference. It was an event, so it's gonna be big, August the 26th.
And one more question: you once sparred 4 people in one day. Tell everybody here what you did to those 4 people in Tennessee.
I broke their nose.
4 noses in one day?
Yeah.
4 noses in one night.
How did that happen?
I mean, kill, be killed.
Maybe I'll skip
Leonard, why is this not too soon for him? What are you doing with it? I know a couple of years ago you guys had some concerns, wanted to make sure he was going to be all right before he had some concerns, but now why is this the right time? How is he matured? What made it so that you were ready to put him on a card like this?
Yeah, you know, just with anything, you know, he's only 22 years old. There's a natural maturation process with anything. You know, he's continuing to developing as a young man. You know, there's an incredible amount of responsibility where he comes from. You know, a lot comes with being 22 years old, and then, you know, he has a tremendous advantage because obviously with a guy like Floyd in his corner being super talented, you know, early on and going through certain things, so he's still learning. You know, what's the rush? I mean, he's giving you guys exciting performances, and that's what he's going to continue to do. And timing is everything. Timing is everything.
Yeah, and you know, it shouldn't be overlooked what an opportunity like this means to sort of the education of Gervonta Davis. You know, we have not seen an event of this size, you know, in our lifetimes. And as a young fighter, to be part of that and to experience that, you know, without having to be the focus, you know, that is an educational experience that comes along very rarely. So when he is headlining in Las Vegas, when he is headlining on a pay-per-view, you know, this will be an invaluable experience, you know, and with all the lights and all the focus and all the pressure and all the crowd, it's not going to be something new to him.
Martin, who is your circle of trust that you talk to about preparing for situations like this and having this responsibility? You know, what kind of conversations you have with Floyd, with Calvin, your trainer, and with Leonard that help you stay focused?
I really don't have to talk to anyone to be focused, you know, but just I know and I believe in my team. You know, every last one of them, to my trainer, to my manager, to my promoters. You know, I believe in they do their job, and it's up to me to stay focused, to do my job. So I believe that as long as I have my team and I believe in my team, you know, I'm here to take over the sport of boxing.
Gervonta, with the Under Armour deal, obviously they're located in Baltimore. What's the shared vision for you and them with raising the visibility of your brand and moving forward with it? That's the question, basically. Just what's the shared vision for you, your expectations for them to take your brand?
Just to the top, you know, in the ring and out the ring. You know, actually, I want to be able to come back to not just Baltimore, but all over to help the kids. You know, not just in boxing. You know, I want to be able to travel the world, build my brand, build that brand, and just help. You know, do what I can.
Is that something you intend to be more hands-on with some of the development of the apparel and stuff? Is there certain expectations that you have for them to meet?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I also want to. Actually, we coming out with my clothing line coming soon. Before I believe the 20th of August or the 6th of August. So.
Gervonta, you know, going back to a point earlier that Stephen said about this upcoming fight being an invaluable experience for you. I mean, the last two fights have been very big, invaluable experiences, fighting here and fighting over there in England, your first title defense, which is not an easy thing to do. So, you know, what did you take away from, you know, fighting here back in January, beating Pedraza, and then going all the way to England in your first title defense, not just as a boxer, but also, you know, in a mental game and, you know, getting ahead maturity-wise, because you're at 22 years old, you're at a level mature, mental and physically and talent-wise, far ahead than almost any boxer at this point in their careers.
I believe that, you know, again, I'm made for it. You know, I believe I'm here for a reason. You know, they put me on this stage for a reason. They believe that I could do it, and I believe I can do it. You know, so it's all about us believing in each other. You know, my team believe in me, and I believe in my team, and they move me at a fast pace. You know, and I can't just, you know, turn my back on them like that. You know, I have to live up to what they believe in.
We'll take one more, and then we're going to wrap it up. Anything else?
Is there any pressure in that? Do you feel any pressure in having to rise and to move at the pace that Steve was talking about?
It's also not if it was too much pressure, I would let them know, and but I believe that my team been doing a great job, and of course I've been doing a great job. And we're here to take over the sport.
All right, thanks, Gervonta. You want to wrap it up, Leonard?
Like I said, we expect to make an announcement next week on what the undercard is going to be, and it's going to be a very exciting undercard, and can't wait. Thank you guys for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
We're at the Barclays Center where IBF Junior Lightweight Champion Gervonta Davis announces that he will be on the undercard of the Mayweather versus McGregor fight in Las Vegas, Nevada on Saturday, August 26th, and it'll be broadcast live on Showtime pay-per-view.
Your new clothing line? Tell us about what kind of stuff.
What new clothing? Oh, my
Your Under Armour.
Yeah, it's coming out really soon. I gotta catch these Under Armour shoes. It's coming out soon though.
Leonard, what do you like about Tank? What does he bring that?
He brings everything to the table. I mean, what a breath of fresh air. You have a young star like this. He's a nice-looking young man, very articulate, and he goes into the ring and he does his job, and he gives you guys excitement. And again, I'm very serious when I say he's the most exciting fighter in all of boxing. Everyone wants to see him fight. So that's a great thing for us to, continue to find ways and opportunities to keep him busy, to keep him on the right platform because, again, he's the present and he's the future of boxing. And we're very happy to have him part of Mayweather Promotions.
You've been with Floyd from day one pretty much. What do you share with Tank that you see similar that you tell him to guide him to the right way?
That's a good question. Obviously, I've had the great opportunity of being part of Floyd's entire career, and obviously, so I've seen a lot of things happen in the sport. So, again, we have an advantage because we're able to kind of pass on that knowledge to him, so he don't make some of the same mistakes early on, and it happens, and so he has a very, very big advantage over most young fighters, because there's no worries about anything when we put him in the ring because he's an animal. He's a beast. When he goes in that ring, he's all about business. And when he steps in there, it's just like turning the light switch on. And it's just, for me to be able to see that, I haven't seen that before. It's like he is must-see TV because when you go to a fight and Gervonta Davis is in that fight, you better not get up. You better not get up because you look around, the fight might be over.
Hey, Tank, I seen you doing road work with Drake, hanging out with Drake. How do you stay grounded knowing you have a big fight, you have celebrity friends, different things like that? How do you stay level-headed?
Just know where I'm going in the future. I'm nowhere where I want to be, just looking into my dreams. I'm just taking steps after steps, again, I got to make my team proud, so, I got to stay focused, stay grounded, and, we're about August the 26th.
Being a celebrity at 22 years old and, having to hear what, Leonard and Floyd might have to say about what you can't do that normal 22-year-olds do. Is that hard? Can you talk about some of the things you can't do that, maybe some other 22-year-old could do? Like you said, you don't go walking through the streets of Baltimore anymore, but, can you talk about some of that?
Yeah, just, like, at first I didn't get that, I was getting bigger and bigger till, I can't move around by myself no more. I had to have a few people around, at all times just to make sure I'm okay. Even if I miss Leonard call, I got to make sure people around me say, look, get up, you got to call Leonard back because it's all about business. I got to stay sharp at every angles. And, again, I'm becoming that star, that I always wanted to be. So I have to live up to it. I have to stay sharp as a young man and continue to be that star.
Do you miss any of that, or does the fact that you are benefiting from your celebrity make up for that? Or is it still a part of you that says, man, I wish I could do this, I wish I...
No, I love my new life.
Speaking of like, you didn't have it easy growing up. You
No.
didn't have it easy as of 2-3 years ago. Now look at you, like all the celebrities gravitate towards you.
Yes.
Mayweather, Leonard. Do you ever think this would happen when you were like 10 years old, 12?
Of course, not so soon, but I always knew that I would be a star, you know, and I was staying focused, staying humble, you know, just so I can reach that next level.
Gervonta, do you have a message for the rest of the division out there?
Message? I'm the best in the division. That's the message.
Who are some of your favorite fighters when you were growing up, or some of your favorite fighters right now, other than maybe Floyd or some other guys?
Growing up, my favorite fighter was always Floyd Mayweather. You know, Adrian Broner, Lamont Peterson, Anthony Peterson. That's about it.
And what about some young fighters that are coming up that are younger than you? What are some guys to look out for?
Young fighters, we have what's his name?
Richardson, Hitchin, yeah.
I actually sparred him for Africa. I actually sparred him for Pedraza. I believe he'll be a champion. He'll another star. Steven Shakur, Malik Hawkins, Lorenzo Simpson. It's a lot of fighters. I can't name them all, but it's a lot of fighters that's going to be tough in the sport.
How do you feel being a champion?
If you could change one thing about Baltimore, the way where you grew up, if there was something you could go back and change right now with the celebrity you have and the influence you have, what things would it be? What one thing would it be?
Change? I don't believe. I just want to help more, not just my city. That's period. Just be able to touch these kids. That's what they're missing. They need someone that they need that person to look up to. Now in Baltimore, it's really the young kids is going wild right now. So they don't really have no guidance right now. So I really want to be that person that be able to slow them down.
What makes it's important that you came from there? That you think they'll listen to you?
I believe so. I believe 100% they'll listen to me. I just want to be that person to be able to slow them down, because right now they're just going crazy.
What makes you so hungry as a champion? You fought in January, then you fought Liam Walsh. This is going to be your third fight, August 26th. A lot of champions aren't doing that. So why are you doing it as a champion, fighting 3 times a year?
I believe that that's an iPhone 7.
No.
Oh.
Google.
Oh, but I believe in my team. My team is putting me on a fast pace. They believe in me. I'm just living up to the hype that and I'm just ready to fight every time they say. It doesn't. I remember me fighting. I remember me fighting. I just fought on TV, and then Leonard Carr was like, "We got another fight for you, off TV, but it keep money in your pocket." So I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So.
Tank, everyone knows you have power, but very few people here know you can box. Tell me about your boxing skills.
They just gotta wait and see.
It will surprise them, you think?
Yeah, I definitely. I was surprised with the Pedraza fight too. So.
Speaking about Baltimore, this question would be for Leonard too as well. When are you going to give this man his homecoming fight?
Everything happens in due time, and trust me, when it happens, it's going to be big. It's going to be really, really big. And we're in boxing, what we've learned, in order to be successful, everything is about timing and being patient. Everything don't happen when we want it to happen. It happens when it's supposed to happen. So it's just about the right timing. And when we make that decision as a team, it's going to be massive. Trust me.
Gervonta, where's your quiet confidence come from? Because you're not a braggadocious type of guy. You don't talk a lot, but when you get in the ring, you take care of business. Where does that confidence come from?
I love that about him.
That's how I was raised.
Killer.
How I was raised. I actually bring the streetness inside of me into boxing world. Into the boxing ring. And it was always kill or be killed.
What inspires you?
What inspired me? Floyd Mayweather numbers. That's what inspired me.
Is this the best and greatest opportunity for Gervonta to become a pay-per-view star, being the chief support to Mayweather versus McGregor?
Of course, because it gives him a tremendous platform, and it gives the entire world, because this is obviously a global event, to see Tank. You know, and what better opportunity, you know, for a young fighter being world champion to be seen across the world by many, many fans, and then they become his fans. You know, with coming off the last performance, which was a tremendous performance, you know, I can't tell you enough how much support and how many fans that he's gained from just the UK alone. You know, just his quiet demeanor, how he goes about things, and his reckless behavior in the ring while he just, you know, rips guys apart. You know, that's what the fans want to see, and that's what they're going to get from Tank, you know, for his entire career. And again, I can't say enough. Mayweather Promotions is excited. Showtime is excited. And I think the media is excited. And the fans are really going to be the winners in this because, like I said, he's just 22 years old. You know?
Leonard, you've been a part of, for Mayweather Promotions, you've been a part of the Mayweather-Pacquiao, which to this point is the biggest fight. Seeing the build-ups and the press tour for Mayweather-McGregor, if you had to take an educated guess, what do you think? Do you think Mayweather-McGregor has what it takes to trump those numbers, the Mayweather-Pacquiao numbers?
We just have to wait and see. You know, I'm not one in predicting, you know, things. I know we have something very special.
Was it bigger than you expected? Just
no, it's not bigger than what we expected. It's just that I just don't predict things. It's just that, you know, we plan for, you know, because we know what we got. We got something very special. This is something that the fans have been asking for, and it's exactly what we're going to give them.
Was it hard to negotiate with the UFC in general?
No, not at all. No, it was very seamless. You know, this is great. This is great. It's a great thing. You know, come August 26th, you guys are going to get a phenomenal event.
Tank, there were 3 people that helped to facilitate your career, one of whom was your coach's son, and they're not here right now. How much do you think about them on a regular basis? And if they were here, what would you say to them as kind of a debt of thanks?
I would just tell them thank you and just look at me now. You know, the guys that I did look up to in the gym, you know, they are either dead or in jail. You know, so that's why I call myself the one. Also, you know, I believe I'm here for a reason. And also before, you know, this whole thing over, I would like to say thank y'all. You know, I'd like to say thank my team, Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, and Al Heyman. And again, Gervonta Davis is the next pay-per-view star. I'm taking over the sport boxing.
Thank you.
I'm Kristal Hart, reporting from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.